My friend, the sunshine is here, the evenings are getting longer, and I'm fully in the outdoor dining mode. If you're anything like me, it's not just about the food, but about creating a space that feels relaxed, welcoming, and just a bit styled. So whether you're going to be doing backyard dinners or casual patio hangouts, this video is for you. I'm going to be sharing my favorite outdoor dining essentials that are going to help making hosting prettier, easier, and way less stressful. All right, let's jump in. Okay, first up is non-breakable glassware. This is a total game changer when it comes to dining outdoors, because I'm that person who used to take my regular glasses outside, and every time I did, I would cross my fingers that nobody would accidentally drop one or get tipped over. You know, trying to clean up broken glass outside is miserable, especially if somebody's barefoot or if you've got little kids or animals you're trying to keep out of the way. One of the things that's really nice right now, though, is how many options there are in this non-breakable glasses. I mean, you've got ones that are perfect for wine and water. Then there's also lots of options when it comes to colored ones, or ones that have patterns and textures. Whatever your vibe, whatever your style, you're going to find a set that's going to match and look good for what you are going for. And the other thing, too, is that you can use them for wine, cocktails, lemonade, water, whatever your guests are drinking, they will be perfect in these non-breakable glasses, which is going to make your hosting so much less stressful and easier. Next, let's talk about mesh cover trays, because they are a total game changer when it comes to dining outside. You know, if you've ever taken a plate of fruit or desserts outside and then suddenly turned around and found them swarmed with flying bugs, you know the struggle. Mesh cover trays are not only practical, but they're also really cute. There's so many different styles and colors available. In fact, I just found this one at Home Goods. I love the size and the design on the inside. And again, the functionality of this tray. When my guests are serving themselves, the mesh can be back. But then when we want to protect the food, we bring it forward and latch it in place. Look at that. Not only is it useful, but you can see inside of it. You can see what food is there and what you're serving. I have seen these also at World Market, so I'll make sure I put links to everything down below. Now, if you don't need another tray, there are collapsible mesh tents available, and I'll put links to those below, because that can then really pair them with what you already have. And these mesh covers is what makes hosting outside so much easier and less stressful. Number 3 is a good utensil caddy, because once you start using it, you're not going to stop. You know, instead of taking handfuls of your silverware and bringing them in and out from the house, or maybe putting everything in a cup that then falls over, you can use your utensil caddy to transport those pieces from inside the house to where you're setting up your dining table. This one I found at Target, and I love the chunky weave on it, and the 2 handles makes it really easy to carry. Plus the 4 different sections, I can decide how I want to use those. But I really like using mine to take everything from inside to outside. Now, if you are hosting a big group of people, you can take and fill it with what your guests need and put it on the side of your buffet table. That way your guests can easily grab what they need and then go. All right, cloth napkins are one of my favorite ways to make an outdoor table feel styled without much effort. And that's because they come in so many different colors, patterns, and textures. You're going to be able to find ones that match the vibe for your gathering. Then pop a napkin ring on your napkin. It does double duty. First, it keeps your napkin from flying off the table, and second, it instantly elevates the look of your place settings. Because let's be honest, paper napkins don't stand a chance outside. Even the slightest breeze and they're gone. I've used everything from simple metal rings to little decorative clips, and they really do make a difference. It keeps the table looking polished, and you're not chasing napkins across the yard in the middle of dinner. Next is a good plastic beverage container with a stand. This one checks so many boxes for outdoor hosting. First of all, it makes it super easy for guests to serve themselves, which takes one thing off of your plate. And because it's plastic, you don't have to stress about it breaking or being too heavy to carry out once it's full. I love using it for iced tea, lemonade, infused water, anything that looks pretty in a clear container. Also, you can take a dry erase marker and write on what is inside. That way your guests don't need to question. I found this one at Target. I love the hammered look along with the brushed metal look of the spout. Now remember, when you're looking for a stand, that it's tall enough for the glasses to fit underneath. That way your guests don't have to tip back the beverage container. And the spout is key. Make sure you find one that doesn't drip. But if it does, you can always grab a plate or a really pretty kitchen towel to place underneath. Now, when you're hosting a gathering outside, inevitably there's going to be bugs, and mosquitoes are the worst. So I've got two options that are going to help keep those mosquitoes away. And the first one uses tiki torch flame, but it's not a tiki torch, because I'm one of those people. I'm afraid of that tall torch getting knocked over by somebody or a huge gust of wind coming, and next thing I know, I've got an open flame that's landed on something, and my mind has raced and I've got the house on fire, which is why this option is such a good one. It is a tabletop option. It is super cute. They come in a lot of different colors and styles, so you'll be able to find something that matches your vibe in your gathering. But I'll put a link to this one and the other ones down below. And all you need to do is fill it with that fuel, light it, and then when you're ready and you're done, you take the lid, put it on top, and extinguishes the flame. That's it. So easy and cute and useful. And then the other idea I have is this little guy. It doesn't require batteries, it's totally silent, and doesn't have an open flame. Just take and put it in the middle of your group or in the center of a table, and it's going to create this invisible 15-foot bubble around you that's going to keep the mosquitoes away. Plus, it's so easy to use. All you do is take the fuel cartridge, slip it underneath, then add a heat activating mat on top. That fuel is going to provide the heat to the mat, which is then going to release the repellent. Talk about a total hosting lifesaver. And it comes in a variety of colors. I'll make sure I put a link to it down below. Let's talk about lighting, because when the sun starts to go down, it can totally change the vibe of your gathering. And there's two types of lighting I really want to share with you right now. The first one, if you've been watching any of my videos, you are very familiar with, because I am such a huge fan of them right now. And that's these portable rechargeable lamps. They come in so many different colors and styles. I am loving this one for that outdoor vibe. I'll make sure I put a link to it down below for you. But the reason why I love these so much is how easy they are. All you do is tap them, and they can change from warm to cool or even a higher intensity light. And then you can take and place them anywhere around outside, whether it's on your dining table or on a side table. And they just cast that wonderful glow and create that fabulous ambiance. Then the second option I'm really loving right now attaches to an umbrella pole. I'm not going to turn the light on this one because I don't want to blind you. But the neat thing with this one is that lighting then will come from above and then cast down on you. So it's going to give you a nice amount of light, especially if you're still eating or maybe you're having a later dinner. The other thing with it, it comes with a remote control, which I think is fabulous. And now, neither one of these require to be plugged in the evening, and they don't depend on solar power, which sometimes if you've had a bit of a cloudy day, you're not going to get that strong of an output of lighting. That's why I'm such huge fans of these right now for when you're dining or hosting outside. And that's it. Those are my go-to essentials for dining outside. I hope this gave you some ideas for the next time you're planning a gathering outside to help it be a little easier or maybe a little more special. Let me know in the comments down below what items you're currently using, or if there's something you feel I should try. And if you enjoy styling tables as much as I do, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next thing. Thanks so much for joining me today here at the table. Bye.